Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. It is being reported by several sources. Jay Glazer, I think, was the first one to actually break it this morning that Arthur Blank has reached out to Matt Ryan to rejoin the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan is returning to the Atlanta Falcons, but it ain't going to be as a player. It ain't going to be as the team's quarterback. It is reported to be in a high capacity front office role for the Atlanta Falcons. So, um, listen, honestly, I I don't have a problem with it because I think that this organization needs some fresh ideas. It needs a fresh mind in there. We need to get Rich McKay out of anything involved with the Falcons, and honestly, who better else to do that than Matt Ryan, the franchise quarterback for this team, one of the greatest players in many people opinions, the greatest player to ever wear an Atlanta Falcons uniform. And man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all though. I, I'm on board with it, but I still have my fair share of questions about it. Now I wanna read the exact report that was tweeted out just so there is some clarity on it. It's nothing that is confirmed, but it is reported at this time that it is under serious consideration as the Falcons do wind down on the end of this 2025 season where they will miss the playoffs for yet another year, an eighth straight year. And man, listen, when you miss the playoffs for 8 straight years, and you clearly have given these guys chance after chance. At some point, man, some change is going to come, and I'm going to be honest. I don't know if this necessarily indicates if Raheem Morris or Terry Fontenot are going to be fired or not. This could very well possibly be just as simple as maybe a high profile consultant, maybe essentially like a muscle to Arthur Blank. But I do want to actually read the report to get some clarification about what is being reported about the situation. And this is from Jay Glazer. This is from R.M. Royve. Falcons owner Arthur Blank has had talks with Matt Ryan about joining their front office in a high profile position. People close to Ryan believe he's seriously considering it. Per Jay Glazer, quote, it would be a significant front office role. Now, could this potentially be if Terry Fontenot is let go of general manager? Could Matt Ryan be the next general manager of the Atlanta Falcons? I mean, if a high profile role, it doesn't get much more high profile than the general manager of an NFL team. And clearly, this goes to show you that Arthur Blank knows that also he has to make right with the fans. He knows that he has to make right with the fans. And despite not everyone appreciating Matt Ryan when he was here and the stability that he brought to the Atlanta Falcons, I think a lot of people have actually realized, just how good we had it under Matt Ryan, considering the quarterback situation since we left, but the Falcons are really at a point where honestly they could use the help and the guidance of someone like Matt Ryan. When you look at the uncertainty of the Falcons at quarterback right now, we don't know if Michael Penix is the answer. We don't expect Kirk Cousins to be back for next season. Um, and you look at the failed experiments of Marcus Mariota, Desmond Ritter. Really all this was set off by the fact that Arthur Blank essentially kind of forced Matt Ryan out of Atlanta when he was pursuing Deshaun Watson a number of years back. So, it's definitely a full circle moment, essentially, from essentially kicking the guy out of town to running back to him when things get as low as they ever have. Because listen, there's a lot of fans that are discouraged with the Falcons. There's a lot of people that they're not motivated to go to games. They really don't even want to support the team. And you can say all you want about them. You can call them bandwagons or whatever. You can say that maybe they really aren't Falcons fans if they, are, talking about potentially jumping ship. But at the end of the day, the morale of the fan base is very low. And it's almost like the Falcons have to do something this offseason, changing something up that, could at least save grace somewhat. Now, let me be very clear. Matt Ryan will not be coaching. That has nothing what this report said. I would not ever imagine Matt Ryan getting on the sidelines. Matt Ryan has done a very good job since he retired in being an analyst for CBS. He's done an absolutely amazing job. I know that they gotta love him over there. He's got a good job over there. I'm sure that, just going and sitting in that studio one day a week in the fall, it's probably a lot more stress-free than it would be in, even if this is a 1 or 2 day a week thing during the season, and maybe he still keeps that gig at CBS. And that's where I was kind of getting with. This could be as simple as just a big consulting job for Matt Ryan in terms of maybe he is heavily involved here come the offseason and in the conversations. And once the season comes around, he really kind of disappears, or maybe he only comes in 1 day a week to check up on things. And he still keeps his gig at CBS. But if Matt Ryan is no longer with CBS and fully commits to this position, then it's definitely going to be a big. It's going to be a very big change for how things are ran with the Falcons. Now, I don't think that bringing Matt Ryan in means that Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris are going to get fired. Now, I don't necessarily know. I'll say this. Terry Fontenot was, I think when he came here, he wanted to get his own quarterback. I think he probably wanted to move on from Matt Ryan. So I think it's going to be very interesting in how he evaluates Terry Fontenot. But, Matt Ryan thinks highly of Raheem Morris. They were obviously together when Dan Quinn was here in Atlanta and Raheem was on this coaching staff when Matt Ryan was still the quarterback. So I don't think that Matt Ryan coming in here necessarily entails that Raheem Morris is getting fired. Now, is it possible that bringing Matt Ryan in could be the first domino to fall after firing Raheem Morris and also potentially Terry Fontenot? Sure. I could see a situation where if this really is going to be as big of a role as it is being discussed, this could potentially be a president of football operations. This could be maybe essentially what John Elway was for the Denver Broncos, which, John Elway was the general manager there. So it could be possible that, that is the role that Matt Ryan takes. Another thing that I think needs to be considered is that, as we all know, Arthur Blank He's been doing two things as of recently. Well, he just did one thing very recently, but he's been doing this other thing for really a couple of years now. He is preparing his son Josh to take over the Atlanta Falcons here in a couple years. And I gotta tell you, Josh Blank is very young. I don't even know if he's 30 yet. He probably grew up honestly watching Matt Ryan be the quarterback of this team. So I'm sure he probably idolizes Matt Ryan in many instances. So this could be Arthur Blank really setting his son up, for what the organization is going to look like when it is his time to run things. And also the report that Arthur Blank brought in this consulting firm, Sportology, this could have potentially been a suggestion from them, even though I'm more led to believe that this was an Arthur Blank decision. Because as we know, I mean, Matt Ryan is essentially the way Arthur Blank talks about Matt Ryan. It's like he's a family member, like he's one of his kids. So it's not shocking from that aspect. And I know a lot of people have kind of called for Matt Ryan to take a position with the Falcons for several years, and it looks like it might be finally happening. You there, OG?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just letting you get your
Ah,
stuff
man,
out there.
it's
How you
it's
doing,
it's your.
man?
Hey, what's going on, man? You already you over in your hotel right now?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm
Hmm.
just kicking back, man, watching Buffalo and the Eagles.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, what you
Josh.
think about this report?
Oh man. We went from doing nothing to, in my opinion, doing too much
Mm.
in 1 week. Um, well, I'm glad to hear that Matt Ryan is not going to be. Um, it wasn't a coaching thing that they was talking about,
Oh no.
but what qualifies him? You think that to go in the front office?
Well, see, that's what I'm kind of asking myself too. I'm thinking, it's a situation where he's beloved by a lot of the fans here. So, sure, it will fly with fans initially, but that's why I'm really trying to figure out. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm trying to look and see, is I mean, you look at this. This is a guy, Matt Ryan, who, I mean, listen, Matt Ryan's been around the game ever since he retires. I'm not saying that Matt Ryan doesn't know anything about football. Matt Ryan, I'm sure, knows a ton about football. But, and also, I think you got to remember that Matt Ryan, in every job he has had, whether it's as quarterback or it's as an analysis, he's done a pretty damn good job at it. So I don't deny that Matt Ryan has the basic foundations and work ethic to be able to be capable of doing a good job. But so I'm kind of asking myself, does Matt Ryan know essentially how to scout talent? Does he know how to, especially on the defensive side of the ball, does he know how to, run a day to day? Because it's one thing being the leader out on the field. It's another thing being a leader watching up in the suite. And that's going to be the thing for Matt Ryan. Is he going to be able to, if this is really a high profile position he's going to take, if he's going to be the president of football operations, is he. The thing is, I'm on board. I would be willing to welcome it on because this organization has been so screwed up. I don't know how much worse you can get, but if we're talking about getting, I don't know how much better it would be. I would welcome it on though. But it's very possible that Matt Ryan, we could be talking taking over Rich McKay's role potentially. I don't know if they give him the title of CEO, but it's very possible that He could absolutely, if this is high profile, this could be a president of football operations. Now, I also think this is a possibility that maybe, this is something where maybe it's essentially he's just around as a consultant on payroll. I think that there's one or two ways this could go. It's either he's a consultant on payroll and he's just very high profile because of who he is, or he is actually going to become something like the president of football operations. Now, with that being said, especially if you live in the area, Matt Ryan's still all over Atlanta TV doing commercials. It's not a situation of he would, if he would drop this nice gig he has at CBS for the Falcons in a heartbeat. You know, on one hand, I would kind of question why he would want to do that, because I mean that's a very nice gig to just be able to sit around for 2 hours and talk football every week.
Right.
Um, but it's going to be, and that's probably why he's probably thinking about it right now. But if he still lives in Atlanta, it would wouldn't be like he's moving anywhere else. He moved back. I don't think he ever actually, even when he was playing in Indianapolis, he fully moved out of Atlanta. He still has his home here, so yeah, it could definitely work in that aspect. But it's just, is he really ready for that? Is he capable of, that's the question I have.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And what I mean, what other than him being, all the things that you said, what other qualifications do he have? Because we're in that situation now with it. From the fans and other content creators that um, a lot of the hires were for other reasons than being qualified. So I'm not knocking Matt Ryan, but I just don't. I never thought of him doing any that type of work. Not saying that I know a lot about him, but I just haven't even thought of him doing that. Working up in the front office or whatever the
But but
capacity might be.
but you got to admit, man, with where we've been, we can't also be in a situation where we really can be opposed to it. Listen, Matt Ryan is a smart guy. He knows exactly. See, that's why he's having to consider it, because he knows what this job entails. He knows what comes with this, and I mean, this is essentially being one of the most important people in in a sports franchise. There's a lot that goes with this and a lot of responsibility. That's why Matt Ryan is thinking about it. Matt Ryan is he's a very smart guy. He's very put together. So I think that's why, he's obviously given this consideration. But if he takes his job, you know, it's important not to crown and say that he's going to be what is able to turn this franchise around with his leadership and finally lead us to a Super Bowl. I would certainly hope that could happen. It would be an amazing story. But you also can't be picky and just say we don't that no, we don't want Matt Ryan around, because if Matt Ryan is willing to help at this point, the Atlanta Falcons need all the help they can get at this point.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. But I still say it's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, that's what
It's going to be another
yeah,
roll of the
you're
dice.
rolling the dice with it at the end of the day. That's what it is. But see, the thing with a lot of these hires are roll of the dices. A lot of these hires that you see in the NFL, they're roll of the dice. A lot of these successful head coaches right now, they were roll of the dice hires. I mean, at the end of the day with Chicago, they were rolling the dice with Ben Johnson. Jacksonville was rolling the dice with Liam Cohen. It ended up working out. So listen, the
But
way
those guys had coaching. They had coaching experience, though.
I understand that, but to that still it was rolling the dice in a sense of the amount of responsibility and the type of position it is. I understand where you're coming from and saying that Matt Ryan, hasn't really had that experience working in a front office. I mean, he hasn't even. I don't even know if Matt Ryan has, managed a little league or anything like that. So I mean, who's to say that he can go from, you know, just talking about football for 2 hours a week, during a couple months out of the year to being one of the most important people in this organization in terms of decision making. I mean, listen, if Matt Ryan joined this organization, it would be Arthur Blank and his son. It would be Arthur Blank and then probably Matt Ryan if they get rid of Rich McKay.
But but see, that's what I'm saying. Suppose they don't get rid of Rich McKay, but if Rich stays on,
Then man, that's going to be really something. But listen, I think that well, let's remember they're saying Rich McKay's no longer a part. Now we know that's a bunch of bullshit. But could this? I mean, that's why I say if Matt Ryan joins this organization, could he be that new figurehead that takes on a lot of the responsibility of a Rich McKay? Man, Arthur Blank ain't going to fire Rich McKay. This is what we got to understand. He'll move him around. He's never going to fire him. The best thing we can honestly hope for is they bring someone like someone new in to do that role that Rich McKay does, and we know what we have found out a lot about Rich McKay's role in terms of he's up in the coach's face 20 times a week. He's blowing Terry Fontenot up when he's trying to get some action in the bedroom, or he's trying to take a shower or something like that. So that would probably be the role that Matt Ryan takes. Is what I'm getting from it. I think the only Matt Ryan is probably one of the only people that could replace the role that Rich McKay has with the Falcons. In terms of because
that's a lot, bro.
you got to remember, Arthur Blank he's a very emotionally driven person. A lot of these decisions that Arthur Blank makes, they're emotionally driven. He is, motivated by loyalty and by how much he cares about people. That's why he's given a lot of these coaches more time than they honestly deserve. That's why he has kept Rich McKay around so long. Because Arthur Blank loves to put on that look of being this nice, loyal billionaire, standing out from the rest of these meanheads. So you got to remember. I mean, there isn't one person I think that Arthur Blank might be more loyal to in terms of who players that have came into the Atlanta Falcons more than Matt Ryan, as he should. Matt Ryan saved this franchise after Michael Vick.
Yeah, I mean, all of those are the valid points. But again, what qualifies him to for us to make this move and just bring him in?
Well, they're really, if we're looking at from what Matt Ryan has done, they're really, in terms of a front office executive, there really ain't no qualification. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like another possibility. They might. This is where I kind of say we might see Matt Ryan become some sort of consultant. It sounds like they may actually be creating a new role in the organization just for Matt Ryan. But if you're asking what qualifies him, there's really nothing much you can point at that really qualifies him for this role.
Well, as long as he's in an advisory capacity, then there's not much to talk about from me. I won't say much, but if they're gonna like, if he's doing a project type thing, I could see that. But if they're replacing one of the guys that are in the staff right now with him and just let him get in there and do the job entirely by himself, then I'm not gonna be in favor of that.
They're what they're
Just like
well, we're
just
not.
like people were talking about Terry Fontenot, right? He came in. People were saying, "Oh, he's never been a general manager." That's why they didn't turn him loose. So, but he was a general manager almost as long as Matt Ryan was a professional football player.
Well, see, that's the thing, man. We're trying to really figure this out, and it's also going to be important on what the Falcon. Now, I think the role that Matt Ryan has, honestly, it could depend on because do I think that Matt Ryan is the authority right now to tell Arthur Blank this is who you need to fire, this is who you need to keep. I can't say that he does. I think that he I mean, but I'm also sure that, and I'm sure you can probably agree with me here. He probably calls up Matt Ryan once a week and asks him what he thinks about what's going on. And Matt Ryan's
Oh yeah,
probably
yeah,
giving him his opinion. I mean, listen, Matt Ryan works in TV. He's talking about all this stuff. Arthur Blank is calling him up and asking him his opinion. Do I think that
oh yeah,
Matt
no
Ryan
doubt.
is going to be the one making the decision about if Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot are fired? If we're talking about, we're talking about in a week when that decision has to come? Probably not. But it's going to be interesting based on if they stay or if they're fired, the role that Matt Ryan takes also. Because if they
Right.
stay, it could just be they're slowly transitioning him in. You know, if this tells me anything, Matt Ryan probably will have in about 5 or 10 years a very big role in this front office. This is what this tells me. But whether it's 5 or 10 years or it's potentially as soon as this offseason, it's going to depend a lot on if they do end up firing Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot after next Sunday. So we're going to find out, and we're going to find out in a week probably. My prediction is if they keep both these guys around, you will probably see
Mhm.
Matt Ryan be announced as, a consultant or an advisor this offseason, or maybe a part of the senior front office personnel. If they're let go though, if Raheem and Terry are let go, I would not be shocked if we get the announcement that Matt Ryan is maybe a part of searching for the new head coach. Because if we're really going clean house, once you clean house, you got to bring some new faces in, and Matt Ryan would certainly be in that capacity. I think to do would be in that capacity.
Well, I mean, that's a way to look at it. But like I said, we done went from doing pretty much nothing to um now we're all over the place.
Well, I mean, man, where do you
With
say that we're doing too much though? That's what I kind of want to know.
okay, you got a consultant firm coming in, and before they can even, as far as we know, before they can even, give you any input, you've kind of went over here and said, talking to Matt Ryan, to the extent of that it's making news. And this guy is and this guy, he's already doing he's just new to the commentary thing. So I'm just and I've seen some other videos come up and they already done got in a circle. And
Mm.
I'm like, wow. I'm
Yeah,
like,
man. Hey,
wow.
I've said this. I don't care. And he catch that ball? It looks like he did. I don't care who they bring in. I'm going into it moving forward glass half full. I'm not crowning
Okay.
anything until they prove me. At the end of the day, I'm gonna see what they do. I really kind of. It was the same thing with Raheem Morris. I got no choice but to give them a chance. I hope that they get this next. If they end up firing these folks like I think they should, I hope they make the right hire. And I would I'd be willing to give, these guys a chance, but you can't crown them as anything. They still got to earn it.
Right. Yeah. Now that's where I'm standing. I'm not gonna give any um, positive or negative input on it. But I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna say it's a good thing. I'm not gonna do that
Well, I
because
think to a lot of fans it will be a good thing because of who Matt Ryan is, for this organization. But like to say
you
it's
can't
going to
you
be a
can't
good
do that though.
to say it's going to be a good thing in terms of he's going to come in here and he's finally going to make the. I mean, let's be honest. I asked myself, if Matt Ryan is general manager, can Matt Ryan do a better job than Terry Fontenot did? Everything can sit now. The big thing that goes against Terry Fontenot is, he's going to get tallied for some things that probably aren't his fault, along with the fact that the team was never able to consistently, win under him. They've been consistently mediocre, and that's what's going to go against Terry Fontenot. This is a results-driven league. So, can Matt Ryan, essentially it's going to be, will the Falcons under the leadership of someone like Matt Ryan in that front office get better results than when Terry Fontenot was the GM? And we
Right.
won't know that until the games are played starting next year.
That is true. But then again, you're in. So you're in. Once you do that, you're in. And you know how we do. We're gonna try to save face at some point if things don't go the way the fans they're gonna panic. As soon as something seems to just not to work out.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you got to make small adjustments. That way you'll know what you corrected. Or as everybody's been saying, blow it up. You
Well,
know?
if the Falcons end up blowing this thing up, then I'm willing to bet that we will see Matt Ryan uh, brought in this offseason in this high profile role. If they decide to hold on another year, you could still see him coming in a high profile role, or they might bring him in still in a role, but it may not be this highly coveted high, with a big title.
Yeah, it's just like I said. The only thing I'm like, man, these guys went from doing nothing to making stories two times in pretty much a week.
Well, man, it's going to be very, because see, you ain't ever really heard of a team do this, bring a consulting firm in to. You've seen teams bring consultant firms in to choose on new head coaches. You've never seen teams bring consultant firms in to decide if they should fire their head coach or GM. At least it ain't
Right.
been made public. That goes to show you that the way things are ran right now are very, very, very. They're not being ran exactly with a lot of confidence. That might be why he's going to bring Matt Ryan in, because he knows that the way things are currently being ran, that you can't keep running him like this, and you need that new face in there. So what qualifies Matt Ryan may not necessarily be anything he's done. It may just be that it's trying something new, and and
Okay,
and
so
and, and he
who's it
and he's got that connection to Arthur Blank.
who's the winningest coach in Falcons history?
Mike Smith.
Why won't they talk to him?
Hey, that's what I'm trying to figure out. They just had Mike Smith talking about the Falcons. Did you see Mike Smith was saying Raheem deserves another year? What do you think about that?
Hey man, there you go. Why not talk to him? Talk to Mike Smith. maybe he'll come in and do something.
Yeah, what not a lot of people realize also is that it isn't like Mike Smith's tenure in Atlanta ended with him producing a lot of to be desired, but the end of the day, for the winningest coach in franchise history, I mean they were essentially ready to get him the fuck up out of there. When I mean there were a lot of things that, especially when you consider all the opportunities Dan Quinn got, it kind of makes me look back and say, why didn't you give Mike Smith another year?
Right. So I'm saying, I mean, you got more options than that. I mean, don't try to do the sexy pick. He's well known with the Falcons, and he's done this and he's done that. Okay, but at the end of the day,
Oh, we got him.
what is it gonna do for the franchise?
Hey, you think
And,
Buffalo's
and and
going?
I'm playing devil advocate
Yeah.
anyway.
Hey, you.
I'm gonna be this way until probably till June, because now I'm saying, okay, we're doing all this, and in about a
Oh,
month
you
and
gonna
a
rush
half,
that?
2 months, they're gonna be looking at how am I going to start paying for these tickets for next year?
Man, they're
So
about
I'm
to.
looking
Yeah.
at
Oh,
it. You
Yeah,
know what
they
I'm
gonna be
saying?
trying to. Yeah, they gonna be trying to start advertising for the next season. Hey, yeah.
That's what I'm
What's
saying.
that?
So
And honestly, man, this might be it. We brought Matt Ryan's back involved with the team. This gonna be the
and,
answer. That's what.
and
Man,
that
they going
look,
for
and
two
that's
here.
and that's Rich McKay's selling point for next year. Because BlackBerry said Rich McKay is a marketing genius. So hey guys, let's go get Matt Ryan and let's get Matt Ryan. Let's get him in the building and let's see what we can get. Let's see
Hey,
let's see what the response is.
I see all y'all watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, donate to the Venmo. You can join the conversation. Would love for y'all to join the conversation.
Hey man, that Rich McKay is a marketing genius because he's got boy. I mean, I was looking at. Well, I'm only on YouTube with the content creators. So, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, boy, he got them going already. One move, but it's fine though. I mean, I don't have no problem with it. You know,
Damn.
I don't have no problem with it.
Damn.
Yep.
You watching this?
Yeah, but I think I'm a little behind you.
Man, they should.
They're
Man,
they're going they're going for the 2 point
yeah. You gonna
conversion.
you gonna see how it plays out too.
But yeah, man, um, that's all I'm saying, man. I'm just I'm not gonna get too excited about it, you know.
Wow.
You know.
You see it now?
Nah, they had called a timeout, I think.
Oh, so you
They
you're
coming in.
you're really behind.
But yeah, man, that's all. Look, man, I'm interested in this game tomorrow night, man. I
Well,
hope we
that's
do
why I
well.
say
Hope for the best.
tomorrow night's going to be very interesting, and you're going to see a lot of. It's going to be from the vibe before the game to the vibe, really at the beginning of the game, man. Like that's going to be what I think tells a lot of the story essentially about really kind of where this organization is in the midst of all the noise. If they come out and they lay down tomorrow for the Rams and they just get fuck seven ways to Sunday, then that goes to show you that they're clearly hearing the noise about what's going on.
Yeah, all they had to do was float that ball, put air under the ball. That would be a
Yeah,
one
man.
point
Hey,
win.
listen. I understand teams don't want to go to overtime, but especially now with these overtime rules, I don't know why teams do that so much. You kicked I kicked the field goal. I go to I unless I'm feeling really good about it. I'm kicking that field goal. I'm going into overtime.
Well, you know what? Analytics, man. But yeah, you tie the game up, man. You live to fight another play, man. You live to make another play. You tie the ball game up, and you just, that's what you do. These are this, it's entertainment, man. These guys are doing different things now. They want to do different things. They're just like Detroit, right? Detroit goes for it on fourth down so much, man. They're shooting themselves in the foot. Sometimes you just got to punt the ball and let your defense play. Game over.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to punt the ball, man, and let your defense play.
It's time for Sunday
That's
night.
what you got to do.
Time for Sunday night football. You think the Bears or San Francisco wins that?
Oh, the Bears. I think the Bears gonna put something on them tonight.
Oh, you think the Bears gonna win?
Yeah,
Mm,
I think the Bears gonna put something on them.
yeah.
But yeah, man, we just got a lot going on right now, man. We're doing a lot. Um, like I said, we went from doing nothing to now, we're making all kind of moves, and I'm like, come on, guys, we don't need all that. All we need to do, man, is just if whatever this firm is gonna do, let them look at it from a standpoint, by themselves. That's just like it's kind of like I think they're just looking for a reaction from the fans. I
Well,
think some of it is
you gotta
just
understand
just
though.
reactions.
Also, this is probably this is classic Arthur Blank. He wants all this collaboration. He wants all these hands in the kitchen. He wants his consultant firm. He's got Matt Ryan in his ear. You know Terry's still making his case for why he should keep his job. You know Rich
Right.
McKay's slimy ass is still around. Raheem is yelling into the damn camera. I mean, he's got man. Arthur Blank probably is having to fucking take a man. He's probably over on the side of the road right now in Campbellton or somewhere at his local drug dealer. How stressed out they're all making him.
Hey, look, that's just like I watched. I seen a poll come up on YouTube, right? And I'm thinking of they was asking what did the people think that was the cause of the Falcons debacle so far, right? And from what I gathered, it was like 1,400 people took the poll, and when the video came up about the poll, the person that did the video was trashing the people that didn't agree with the
He
the initial um way
he
that they saw it.
he essentially sucker punched. He essentially sucked them all into sucker punch him essentially.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And see, this the type of stuff that, and I was like, and
Yeah,
I was asking
that's some
somebody
punk
about that,
stuff.
and I was like, okay, what's a poll for? Okay, first of all, the poll is pretty much anonymous, an anonymous, solicited,
Yeah, man,
um,
that's just like when you go to vote. You
thing,
don't gotta tell
thing
anyone who
for
you
yeah.
voted for.
But then the people that instead of explaining, say, well, look, okay, I see the majority of the people are blaming the offensive coordinator. They trashed the fans or the participants. I'm gonna put it like that because they don't necessarily have to be fans. They trashed the participants, you know, and I'm like, this is the problem with
Oh shit, Jalen
the
Carter
fans.
getting into
Some of
it.
the fans are the problem too. We got a lot of issues going on with these Falcons, man, including the fans. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
um,
man,
and then
man.
the people that are doing a lot of conversations about the Falcons, man. And I know it's debates or people don't agree on certain things, right? But we have to look at it from a standpoint of
Hey,
the first thing we want to do is not make the same mistakes over and over and
hey,
over
hey,
again.
hey, man. You know that we can still. Do you know that? Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. You know, that we can actually still decide who wins this shitty ass division.
Oh yeah, exactly.
No, 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 no. If we win our final two games, Carolina wins the division no matter what happens next week.
Because we beat Tampa Bay.
Well, yeah, but if we win tomorrow against New Orleans, we decide who wins the division.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I'm just looking at this game. I want us to play well, possibly win, and then let's see what the impact is. Let's see what a positive impact is. I don't care nothing about you know how I feel about the coaching staff or the players and all of that. Man, let's just go on Monday night. Let's play the game tomorrow night, and let's move in a good direction.
No, but
You
yeah,
know,
I'm gonna say it, man. A lot of Falcons fans. This is why I said a lot of Falcons fans. They bitch a lot to be investing so little.
true.
I've said it. If you
That's
don't
what
go,
I'm saying.
if you go to games and you support the team, you invest in the team. That's one thing. But if you're just sitting on the damn internet, anyone can pop up on the internet and say whatever the hell they want. That's a problem with a lot of people. They don't understand that the internet really has been devalued because so many people just use it and say whatever the fuck they want on here.
Yeah, but the internet also allows people to be something that they want to be. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh yeah.
kind of you can reinvent yourself without a whole lot of effort. All you got to do is set up an account. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to give your name. All you got to do is just start a conversation, and people will listen.
Hey,
You know?
kind of sounds like what we're doing right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. But you know what though, bro? Um, you and and I'm not knocking nobody else, but you and everybody knows what we do. You know, there's no mystery with us.
Mm-mm.
They know what we do. I mean, everybody from California to New York know what you do. They seen you. They seen you. You was up in there. They know.
They see me in the paper before. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it's not.
You don't even realize it's me, but I won't tell you. You want to know who
Oh,
it
they
was?
know.
It's
They
me.
know.
Yeah.
They know. That's what I'm saying. So but when when
Hey man, but what
you
I
don't
was thinking
know
though,
references.
I should have
Go
reached
ahead.
out to the AJC and told them it was me and told them to plug the YouTube channel. Man, imagine how many people we have over here right now.
Well, no, I think you did it the best way. I think you did the way that was best. Because that was just a personal thing for you. You wasn't trying to,
Oh yeah.
you wasn't trying to get no clicks off of it. I mean, you could have did it a whole different way. You could have did it live, put the bag on, and did all of that. But you didn't do it like that. You
Mm-mm.
you you were a fan, and you wanted to be heard
Yeah, it
from the
really
people
won.
that make the decision.
Yeah.
You didn't do it to embarrass the team. You did it because you was like, "Hey, man, I'm about to say something," because you can't run on the field and talk to him. You
Mm-mm.
know, you can't call him.
I'm listen. Yeah.
So you
I
know
and I did
you
everything by the book too. That's why I say, man, I did everything by the book.
right. So I mean, you did right, and right now it it was good. I mean, now
Yeah.
if you wanted to blow your channel up now that's what that might be the move you should have made. But I think you took the content creating out of it, and you just went in as a fan
Oh yeah.
because you didn't even do a live that I know of
Mm-mm.
during the game.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was just the fan in you doing it. The passion.
Now see, I have claimed ownership of it though.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
mean,
claimed
yeah, you claim
ownership of it. Like shoot.
yeah, yeah, that's fine. But like I said, you didn't do any, you didn't do any videos, or you didn't make no bold claims, and you know, um, to hype yourself up.
Listen,
It was all about what you wanted from the team.
I'm gonna tell you something about these bold claims though. Don't make them if you can't back them up. Don't make a bold claim if you can't come at it with evidence. So
Well, a lot of the people they're not gonna even challenge them. I do. I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, where you, especially when you making claims about, you know, being in being some type of authority on certain things, then I want to know, you know, where you get that from, or where is this coming from,
yeah, I'd love to know
or
who gave you that authority. Yeah.
right? Well, where the word is called self entitlement. So but that was interesting to me about the poll, though. Why would you do a poll and then you come back and trash the people that participated in your poll? I don't. Look, maybe they were telling you something that you might need to look into, and maybe you'll see it that way.
Man, let me tell you something. That's called insecurity. That's something that's called insecurity, man. People who do that are insecure with themselves.
Because let's say for instance, Arthur Blank watches all of these, or one way or another, he gets some feedback from the content creators that that you know that's doing stuff. Okay, so the person that Mr. Blank can see is saying one thing versus 54% saying another. But instead of going looking at it from both sides and giving Mr. Blank some insight, and I'm kind of going out on a limb on this because he might not even care about what we think, but I'm just saying, suppose he do. So we need to give him the input, honest input from our ends. Just like when you wore the bag, you gave him honest input. You gave him honest input, and he should take it in consideration. Maybe, hey man, maybe he right. Not that he gonna act on it, but at least put it on the notepad and say, let me check this out. He might be right. He might have a point.
Yeah, you're right.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and that's why I'm not really saying much about either way about this Matt Ryan thing, right? Because of the just the what we what we need to do um
Hey,
tomorrow night. If we win tomorrow night, are they what are we gonna talk about?
hey, CPG, if you still in there, come up on here, man. Oh, well, here he is right now. That's perfect timing.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's my man
Hey,
right
man,
there.
what happened to your team today? Man, y'all had the chance to wrap that shit up today.
Yeah, that happened last time we had the chance.
Exactly. That's what I was finna say, man. That's just, hey, man, that's the way the ball bounce.
Yeah, I was like, of course, Tampa loses and we don't win. I've told you weeks ago though, did I not? I said it's going to come down to that
Oh yeah.
last week
They
of the
they probably
regular
gonna put
season.
that. They probably gonna put that on like Saturday or something. I would assume.
You said
I
it
said
last
that
week.
about a month ago.
Yeah,
I
you
said it's gonna
repeated it
come down
last
to the
week.
last week.
Yeah, you said it was
Yeah,
gonna come down to that last game.
I've been telling people that for at least a month.
Yeah, you sure did.
I know people. Listen, some people might tell you I'm a homer, but I'm one of the more realistic Panthers fans there is, man. I know how this team is. I was like, yeah, we've been doing it since the bye week at least. Win one, lose one. Win one, lose one. If the pattern holds true, we should beat Tampa.
Y'all gonna win the division. Yeah, I still think y'all gonna win versus Tampa. But hey, that we could actually still, if we win our final two, y'all are in the playoffs no matter what.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. The Panthers put that on. They got a show every week they do called the Panthers Huddle. They've had that on there, and I was like, damn, I didn't even know about that. But yeah, if you guys can win out, it would help us out too.
I think the Saints are coming up though. I think they're playing better
Oh
football,
yeah.
even though they beat the Titans, but they
Ever
still
since
put up 34 points. I think it was 34.
Oh yeah. Mm.
they've looked a lot better with Shuck than Rattler or anybody else. What's the other guy's name?
I don't know who the fuck. Some trash
Didn't they
dude.
have another quarterback?
Yeah, some trash dude. I, I don't really. I mean, Shuck's been all right. I don't. I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to see how Shuck does next year before I can just say he's really anything. We're gonna see him next
his
week though.
last name. His last name must be from some other country
He
originally
might. I mean,
because
shoot, he
in
might.
English, in English, there's no way you pronounce Shough as Shuck.
Yeah.
That's pronounced show in fucking English.
Man, I used to think it was Tyler Shaw for the longest time.
Before he got drafted to the Saints, I thought his name was Tyler Show because I was like, how else would you pronounce that?
Yeah. Hey, I need this parlay to come through for me tonight. Man, I'm gonna tell you, CPG, I had a fucking 8 leg earlier, and I would have won $1,800. I hit all of them except I put fucking Ted McMillan on there to score a touchdown, and he didn't get it.
You know what's
That
crazy?
motherfucker cost
Yesterday,
me like $1,800.
yesterday I was sitting here going, I got a feeling I should put Tedero and McMillan in my starting lineup in fantasy, and now I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, I kind of, yeah. I was either going to put him or I was going to put who's a tight end for Cleveland? Fannin. I was going to put. And I've been hitting myself about that ever since y'all's game ended. I'm like, fuck.
Uh, yeah, man. Since the Panthers kind of let me down this week, I'm just hoping I can pull off this win and go to the championship in the fantasy league next week. I think next year I need to make the championship week 17
Oh
instead of
yeah,
week 18.
man. I ain't man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really ain't too big on fantasy championships in week 18. Yeah, man. I think they need to be this week. All the
I was
championships.
thinking about it earlier because I was like, yeah, there's too many teams that rest players in week 18. Even if most of the starters play, usually a team will rest one of their like biggest stars for the playoffs. I don't know why I didn't consider that in preseason when I was setting everything up.
So the championship wasn't this weekend.
No, this second round is. Well, I did it different this year because we were supposed to have 12 teams in the league. We
Hmm.
couldn't find a 12th team, so we went with an odd number of teams. And I wanted the playoffs to give. I wanted more people to have a chance in the playoffs this year, so I expanded the playoffs by a team so that the first two seeds would have a bye. But I didn't consider the fact that the championship week would be the last week of the regular season. I thought you was gonna be a playoff team at one point in the season,
Yeah,
Shannon.
it was looking that way too. Like
You usually hang around middle of the pack every year.
a lot of these people, they want to talk about fantasy. I'm like, shoot, I need my fucking parlays to hit. I got this
I'm
seven.
thinking
I
about
got
letting everybody keep maybe a few players, and we might have to redraft just to get an even number of teams next year.
honestly, man, I kind of would like to redraft.
Hmm?
Yeah, man, I would kind of like to redraft. Now, I will say, I drafted when we did the draft. I kind of did it with the fact in mind that we were keeping our teams. So we were keeping our teams the same. So that's why yeah, I
You can
kind of
still keep your whole roster if you want to. I was
yeah.
just saying we might have to because if we bring a new team into the league, they're not
Well,
going
I
to
mean,
have
nah,
anybody
man,
to pick from.
I listen, I need to
But there
actually
are a few players that I'm not going to get. I'm not going to get rid of Jameer Gibbs at least.
yeah, I like that I picked up Cook. Uh, I got Jamar Chase. Pitts has had
And
a solid year for me.
dude,
Uh,
Derrick Henry put up almost 50 points for me last night.
yeah, shoot, talk about it.
I was watching that game like just keep feeding Derrick Henry. I need all the points I can get.
Shoot. Hey, I'm gonna tell you the seven leg for tonight. You ready?
For how much?
I got I got Kendrick Bourne to get over 16 receiving yards, Jennings to get a touchdown, one guy to get over 45 rushing yards, Brock Purdy to throw for two touchdowns, your guy DJ Moore to get over 46 yards, McCaffrey to get a touchdown, and McCaffrey over 68 rushing yards. I can win. I can win $647. You think that's gonna hit?
That's pretty. That's a fairly realistic parlay there.
Man,
I mean, I hope Jennings gets a touchdown because he's starting on my fantasy team. But I hope McCaffrey don't do shit because I'm
man,
playing
it
against
pissed
him.
me off, man. I had all of them
McCaffrey's his
hit.
only chance to beat me at this point, so I really need McCaffrey to have
Man,
a bad game.
this pisses me off looking at this, man. I could have won. I could have won like $1,800 if y'all would have just gotten McMillan a touchdown. But I really shouldn't have even put him on there. I should have fucking picked that tight end from Cleveland, or I should have picked uh either. I also had another one where I put Trevor Lawrence on there to pass for two touchdowns. He ran two in. I was like, son of a bitch. And then I was also thinking about putting Drake May, but I put this shit in at like 3:30 in the morning. I wasn't even thinking straight. That almost hit.
I can tell you as a Panthers fan, you don't ever count on the Panthers to do anything to win you money.
Mm-mm. Man,
That's why I'm kind of iffy about drafting Panthers players in fantasy for the same fucking reason. McMillan's been a nice surprise though, because he was the one player of ours I've had all year.
wow.
Yeah, that sometimes I wonder what Dave Canales is doing on play calls because Bryce didn't even have 100 yards passing. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's his signature right now,
Hey,
man.
are you
Bryce
watching Dirty?
only against the Falcons.
Man, Dirty, you watching this right now? How they breaking it down? These playoff odds. It pisses me. See,
Um,
this is what you get Raheem fired.
come
You
out with
got the
Terry Bradshaw now.
nah on NBC. You got you either gonna have a night. You could have a winner of this division under 500, and yet we've been eliminated for nearly a fucking month. That should be enough to get this dude fired. That's shit. That's
Whoever wins
probably
the divisions, unless Tampa wins the division, we'll be 9-8.
oh yeah. If
If
y'all
Tampa wins it, they'll have a losing record.
well, I mean, y'all could win the division with the losing record if we win our final two games.
Yeah, but I think we should just take care of business and beat Tampa
Yeah,
next
I
week.
think y'all will. I
We
think y'all
should
will.
stop having to rely on every. Don't rely on everybody else because damn, when we get in the playoffs, we can't do that shit we did today
Yeah, I
if we
think.
get there because those teams will beat the brakes off of us.
Yeah, I think y'all will. Y'all.
It's
I think y'all beat Tampa
crazy though
next week.
because usually we. I told everybody, listen, man, Panthers fans all week were saying we already beat two number one seeds this year. I was like, the fact that all of y'all are saying that we're gonna lose to Seattle. Every time y'all all bring up some shit like that, it goes the opposite way for us.
Mm.
That's why I don't like talking a whole lot of shit before the games anymore because it feels like it always backfires on us.
Damn. What
Matt
the hell's?
Ryan, Matt Ryan.
Oh. Hey, are y'all? Hey, did y'all? I saw somewhere that y'all were. If y'all make the playoffs, y'all might bring Cam back for that playoff game. Is that gonna happen? Y'all might bring him back to be like the legend or something.
Bring him back to be the keep pounding drummer, maybe. They ain't gonna bring him back for
Right,
anything else.
Well, no,
right.
I was saying, man, y'all gonna bring him back to like do that? Yeah,
I
bring
mean,
that.
they should. They should. If we have a home playoff game, they should bring Cam Newton out there to hit the drum. Do you want to talk about getting a crowd riled up for a playoff game? Yeah. Cam would be the first person I called if I was the Panthers. Well, hey,
That
you want to
would be
hit
a
the
good
drum
move,
before the
though.
game?
Man, but are him
That'd
and
be a
Ted
great move.
do
That's
him
what
and
I'm saying. And psychologically,
man, but do him and Tepper
if nothing else, psychologically, that would help.
are him and Tepper good though?
Tipper.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
got
don't
to
know.
put some stuff to the side, man, and man, that would be a crazy move right there, man, for the fans.
They did start within the last month or so. The Panthers did start selling Cam Newton jerseys on the Panthers website again. So I was like, maybe they've had to have some sort of communication with Cam to be selling his jersey again.
Mm.
Hey, look, that's just like when Philadelphia came to Atlanta in the Georgia Dome after when Philadelphia had Michael Vick on the team.
Oh yeah.
I never forget this. I was there when the Eagles got ready to come on the field. They let Michael Vick run out of the tunnel by himself,
Did,
and
did,
everybody in that stadium went crazy.
mm.
And remember now, Donovan McNabb was the starting quarterback.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
man.
crazy, man.
Uh, I'm trying to think. Vic didn't become the starter there till like a year after.
Yeah, but like I said, man, that was moves like that, man. But you talking about just getting the momentum going. Yeah, they get Cam out there, man. I think that'll be a good move.
We need to take care of Tampa.
Yeah, Baker, he hanging on by a thread though. You know how
Plus,
Baker is. He's due to shoot himself. So
tell me it wouldn't be the most NFC South shit if we swept y'all. We got swept by the Saints, and then we swept Tampa. That'd be the most NFC South shit of all time.
Yeah.
I hope we can sweep Tampa. It's been a long time since we've done that.
Um,
Probably since before Brady
how
got
how
there.
many how many primetime things you primetime games do you think y'all are gonna get next year?
One or two, probably.
Man, you
yeah,
don't
that's
get.
what I was thinking. Probably get two playing against
I don't.
Tampa Bay.
We weren't good enough for them to want to put us on a lot of them.
Well, I
Maybe
mean,
a
I'm
Monday and
saying
a
though, if
Sunday
y'all win
night.
the division next year, they may give y'all like three or something.
Yeah, they might just if we win the division, it'll only be because we won the division. Because we'll have to play a first place schedule if we win.
Man, I don't think though they. I don't think
Which I
y'all.
mean, to be fair, in y'all's credit, your schedule should be a little easier next year.
Man, I don't even know what the fuck we got going on next year. That's
Because
my.
we played a third we played a third place schedule this year.
Yeah, we'll probably end up third in the division. I would assume.
No, I'm saying last year we were third.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it'll probably help y'all out next season.
Well,
It didn't help. It didn't help the Saints, but
if we don't have a quarterback next year and we still have Raheem here, I don't really expect too much.
if y'all went out, I really don't see them firing Raheem.
No.
But then the question is, like, who is Raheem's guy at quarterback?
See, I think Raheem want his guy is Kirk. And I think his guy is Kirk. I think Terry's guy is Penix. And even though I do think that Raheem, I think obviously he's got to support Penix, but I think he's more of a Kirk guy.
You need your GM and your coach to be on the same page, though.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
I think that's part of the reason we've done a little better than what people thought this year. Just because we finally got a fucking GM and a coach on the same page without the owner fucking with what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave Canales' play calling pisses me off sometimes, but I keep trying to tell myself he's only a second year head coach. He needs to figure
Well,
that shit out sooner than later.
well, I think his dilemma is his quarterback. I think that's what his dilemma is. What he's going to do at the quarterback position.
Yeah, because I imagine Penix isn't going to be ready for September.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's what they saying. He may not be ready till November.
Because I was
No,
talking about that with somebody when Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL. I was like, I don't think Mahomes will be back till probably halfway through next season because he got hurt so late in the season. I mean, the Chiefs might be without Mahomes to start 2026. So y'all might not be the only ones with that problem.
Yeah.
Then again, who knows? Mahomes probably got the money and the medical staff to rehab pretty good, quick.
Yeah.
Penix, I'd be more worried about just because of his injury history in
Yeah,
college.
it's probably why he ain't gonna be back till November.
Man, I'd be afraid, man. I would really be afraid of that situation right there.
I remember when he played in Indiana and Washington. Man,
Man,
he
they
was
kind
always getting hurt.
man, they kind of tied their hands with that situation.
Oh yeah.
You know what this season's best example of people calling the NFL the not for long league? The Colts.
Oh,
The
oh
first
yeah.
half of the year, they looked like they were going to steamroll the AFC, and now they're eliminated.
Oh,
That's
they got
great.
eliminated
Hey,
today.
yeah, that's crazy. No, they got eliminated last night. Last
Uh,
night.
they got
But I
eliminated
mean,
when the Texans won the other day.
wow. So I guess Philip Rivers made him a quick, what, 200,000.
Hey, he got. Hey, did you see that story? He got himself some more free health care.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, 5 years. Well, he got 10 kids, so
Shoot,
I
he
ain't
gonna
mad at
need
him.
it too. And you know how much health care costs now. That's like I'm saying. Hey, shout out to Philip Rivers for
Yeah,
getting
he
some
got his
free health
wife
care.
and kids. He got his wife and kids taken care of for what, another 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And he got a little bit of money just to come back and play a few games. I mean,
Yeah, just come back and
I would have
do
took
like
it.
the old Western gunslinger. Just come in and have that one last hoorah.
Man, I don't even think he played that bad. I really don't think he played that bad.
What's crazy is there's probably kids that watched him come back this week don't know much about him.
Oh
They
yeah.
probably don't even know that Philip Rivers played in the AFC Championship with a torn ACL that one year. Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah. What
I,
what
I
year
didn't realize he
they
was
were in?
injured.
They were in New England that year. Wasn't it? Was it the year the Patriots
Yeah,
went
when the
undefeated?
Chargers were in the AFC Champion,
Was it the year the Patriots went undefeated?
it was some. It was around that time period somewhere. I just remember it was hell. That was probably the last time the Chargers were in the AFC Championship. Because after the game, they were like, uh, Philip Rivers played that game on a partially torn ACL.
Hmm.
Watch the highlights.
Hey, you think? Hey, hey, OG, you
You're
think?
like, how in the
You
fuck is he
you think?
planting his feet and doing all this shit with a torn ACL?
Hey, you think that? You think our boy Penix? You think he could do that on a torn ACL?
Nah, man, they ain't built like that no more, man. These guys ain't tough, man.
Hey, did you see Michael Penix? It was on Christmas. He was doing a TikTok.
I didn't like that.
You know,
I saw more enthusiasm out of him on that.
yeah, I saw more of him doing a damn TikTok dance on one leg than he showed the entire year in that huddle leading that offense.
Yeah, I was a little bit
Yeah,
ill
that kind of yeah, I'm
about
not
that, but they
that
just
kind of set with me the wrong
He
way
seemed
too.
kind of nervous this year, man.
Oh yeah,
At least the first half of the year,
man.
he
Hey,
seemed like he was uncomfortable being in a leadership
the
position.
the end of last
exactly.
year he looked way more confident because I think it was so late in the year that it's just essentially go out and do what you need to do to win. I don't know if he's capable of
Yeah, he
being a
didn't have
leader.
all that responsibility on him last year at the end of the year.
Yeah.
This year, y'all went into the year basically saying, like, you're the guy. So he had all this responsibility on his shoulder.
And it was totally different, man. It was just a totally different feel. And I don't think the players,
See, and if I was the
I
coaching
didn't think
staff,
they had
I
it
would have
either.
been like, the coaching staff should have been like, hey, man, we know this means you got more responsibility and all that. Just play free like you did to close the year out. You don't add no pressure on yourself. Just go out there and play, man. Be you.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they should have done. Like in all honesty.
But see, Arthur Blank paraded him around all summer, had him everywhere. He was at the Hawks game, he was at the Braves game. He was everywhere, and he was like crowned without any competition that
Hey,
he was going to be the He's going to be the safety. And
This is what I wanted to talk about. When the stream started, do you think then potentially bringing Matt Ryan in, this could be to he ain't gonna be a coach, but maybe this could still in some way be to help Michael Penix?
yeah, but how you going to be in the front office and help Michael?
I mean, it's been
You can't
seem
do both.
I understand that, but I mean, maybe just as simple as a, giving him a little bit of a side talk every now and then. Just like bringing him to the side. When hey, I can see it in you. You don't have that confidence I need you to have. And then he gives him advice, stuff like that.
I thought that's what Michael Vick and Matt Ryan was doing during preseason.
Man, that's what I heard
Well,
too, though.
that's
But
what I'm
hey,
saying. So
maybe Matt being in the building every day would give him a better chance. He would be better accustomed to do that in a
so if he's
better.
gonna be in the building, then what is he gonna do about it? What is he gonna do about his commentary stuff?
That's why I'm
I know
saying.
he signed a contract.
That's why he's probably having it. That's why he's having to make the decision. Like, does he take this job or does he? Because if he takes this job and if he really does take this position full time, he's not going to be able to do that commentary.
I wouldn't, but
Does
that's
he
just
do
me.
commentary for CBS or Fox?
He sits there on their pregame show CBS and talks with all those guys. Like I'm
Oh,
saying, that's got to be one of the easiest jobs around to be able to sit there. I know you got to know your shit, but like be able to just sit there for an hour every Sunday before the game and talk about the game that you love. Hell yeah, sign me up for that. I definitely prefer to do that than have to be around Rich McKay's ass every day.
oh, that's one of the best jobs you can get as a former player, man. You
Yeah.
miss the game, you still want to be around it, do commentary. You
Hmm.
get paid to just watch football.
And talk about it. It's gonna be a good
Yeah,
game.
you still make, and I know that they make good money doing commentary. They might not make the money they made playing, but that's some pretty good retirement money right there.
Yeah, man, he padding his pockets. I mean, that's all he's doing. He's padding it. I'm just on. I don't see it, but I'm not going to even pay any interest
I
in
think
that. No, I don't put no interest in it.
I think all 32 teams. I think we all do a bad job of just because it's like a franchise legend of whatever your team is talks to like a current player. That don't mean shit's gonna happen because
Right.
Cam Newton and Bryce Young talk about they text each other occasionally.
Man, I look
And I
at
mean, hell, it
Bryce
don't look
too, and
like
I
a good
go
fit
that
for Bryce.
it feels like when Bryce is when things are clicking for Bryce, you can clearly tell because Bryce is dangerous, and he has that look in his eyes. But like today, man, he wasn't able to get McMillan that touchdown. I could tell Bryce didn't have it today. They had him rattled early on, and he was never really able to get it.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they were doing for game planning this week. And it was at home. I really thought we were gonna do better than that.
Yeah, I would have thought y'all at least kept it close. Y'all would have covered the spread. Man, I knew Cleveland. I should have put a little bit of money on Cleveland to win. I knew they were going to win the moment I saw Baltimore win last night.
And should do it. Not putting up no big numbers, but I mean, he's getting the
He
job
getting
done.
the
But he
job
ain't
done,
really.
yeah.
Malik Willis looked pretty good last night.
That's what I was saying, man. I kind of I wouldn't necessarily
That one
mind if they
drive he
signed
led for
him.
the touchdown, I was like, Before he hurt his shoulder, that last drive he led for a touchdown, I was like, that was a damn impressive drive right there.
Yeah.
And Green Bay couldn't run the ball for shit. Malik Willis was their running game. I don't think that they really tried to run the ball either.
Man, I
People
had one
say
last night with Josh Jacobs on it, and he wasn't able to do shit.
people are really bad about that this season. They'll say this team couldn't run the ball on that team, and then you see they only attempted to run like 5 times. It's like it's not that they couldn't run; it's that they gave up on the run game after 5 carries.
Oh yeah, man. See, that's why I look around the league today, and I go, a lot of these offenses, they're not patient. They don't really let things develop. When something don't work, they just, even when something don't work, they just abandon it entirely. Or even if it do work, they try to overthink themselves.
I personally like to run the ball on first down
Yeah,
because even if you only get 1 or 2 yards, that's positive yards. That
and
makes
early in
second
the
down
game,
one or
man,
two
early
yards
in the
easier.
game, I'm a fan of like, look, I can now see first play of the game, maybe that first drive, okay, but like if I'm talking like, a team gets down 14-0, they completely abandon the run game. It feels like I'm the type of guy where first quarter especially, I'm trying to run on first and second down. You saw Baltimore do that yesterday. That's why they were able to do what they did last night.
That's what happens when you let the run game develop a rhythm too.
and see
Because
the run.
sometimes
What
you,
happened? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, sometimes you got to get them offensive linemen going. When you stop running it, they're not ready to run block anymore.
Right, you abandon the run early, and then you want them guys to fight in the trenches, man. You got to go ahead and let them, like you said, let them get warmed up, and then then progress, with your play calling.
Yeah,
But
because it's a different mentality for linemen depending on pass block or run block. Because in pass blocking, you got to make sure that nobody, even if somebody gets free and comes towards the quarterback that you wasn't supposed to block, you got to stop them from making a quarterback. But in a run block, all they got to do is push motherfuckers out the way for the running back.
yeah, you're using your cardio. You're not using that much cardio as you would in pass blocking.
Yeah, and I think it gets the offensive linemen going when if you get the ground game going a little bit, and them offensive linemen feel like they can bully the defense.
Mm.
That's just me, but then again, I am a Panthers fan who grew up in the John Fox era where all he believed in was running the ball and playing defense.
Yeah.
But that's also why I run the ball as much as I do on Madden. Because everybody on Madden wants to pass the ball every play. I'm going to run the ball. Because all I got to do is follow my blockers.
Hey, Dirty.
Yes, sir.
What did you go out and eat anywhere today?
No, I did not.
Mm.
I had bought me a salad yesterday. Well, I brought a salad with me, but I didn't do anything today.
Mm. You gonna go out and get you a meal tomorrow before the game?
Yeah, man, I got a spot I want to go check out. I'll probably go around 4 o'clock, and then whenever we finish there, probably go downtown.
Yeah. Yeah, I
See
think
what's
I'm
going
gonna
on.
probably because see I'm gonna probably I think I'm going to this game with my dad, and I think we're gonna ask um either my cousin or my sister if she wants to go. So if it's the three of us, we'll probably be getting there. I would assume we'll be. It'll probably be later because see, I like to get there, especially when it's a 1 o'clock game. I like to be there before gates open. But see, with them though, it's probably gonna be. I'll probably be there by like 6:45 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah. They should have the Chick-fil-A open.
Y'all play tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yep. Tomorrow night, Monday night football.
I don't even remember who y'all play. The
L.A.
Rams.
Rams. Yep.
That's right. Right after I said I don't even remember who y'all play, it hit me. I was like, they play the Rams. That's right. Because I was thinking about when I made my picks this week. I was like, yes, L.A.
Shh.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one there.
We never did do a damn NFC South roundtable.
Man, because we never found a Tampa Bay fan. There really ain't
We
any.
might could do it in the off season.
There really
It'd
ain't
probably be
any.
better to do it in the off
There
season
really
at
ain't
this
even
point.
any many Saints fans worth of shit either. In all honesty, damn, first play intercepted, and they gonna
I
return
mean,
this on the first play for a touchdown.
Noah's still around.
Yeah, I could get Noah.
CB, Jerry, Uptown, they're all still around.
I'm talking about active though, like a consistently. Like Noah,
Yeah,
he's got a
Saints
whole.
Uptown does a podcast. Saints Uptown does a Saints podcast with CB now.
Yeah,
They go live talking about the Saints every week. Because the last time they beat us, I went through there and congratulated them, and that was one of the few times Uptown's ever said anything nice to me instead of calling me punk ass Panther guy.
man.
Chandler, you were way ahead of me.
Losing has humbled them Saints fans, man, because they used to run their fucking mouths.
Boy, they were tough, boy.
They ain't been shit the last couple years. So I don't really take them
Well, that's what I'm
seriously.
saying. Since they lost Breeze and Peyton, a lot of them are humble. The ones
I
that used to talk a lot of shit, they just like, "What's up, man?"
yeah
Hey, Chandler.
yeah.
That's why I know it's early, but that's why I told you I think them Bears gonna go in there and put something on them boys.
Shoot,
I think they're gonna put something
man, you
on them
couldn't add a
tonight,
better
boy.
start to that shit.
Exactly.
Shout out to my dog DJ Moore.
Man, I need them
Yeah.
to yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I still don't see why y'all let that guy go, even though y'all got a good receiving core. I still don't see why y'all let that guy go.
They let him go to get Bryce.
So what now?
I
They
wouldn't. I didn't like having to give up DJ because that was my favorite player on the team when we did. But yeah, they did it because Chicago said they wouldn't make that trade with us for the number one pick without a wide receiver, and they really wanted a quarterback. So,
oh
but
sh
I always said even when they did it, I was like, it don't make sense to try to get a young quarterback to develop and you get rid of his best receiver, and that's why Rice. That's why Bryce had such a rough rookie season because he didn't have any wide receivers. Man. He had Adam Thielen. That was it. He had an old Adam Thielen.
He had Pierce all over him
Yep.
early. But see, you got to let that play action develop. Man, hey, you see Grady, he's out there for Chicago right now.
I I just hope Chicago shuts down McCaffrey, man.
Man, I'm gonna need McCaffrey
I'm
to get
really trying to
rolling.
get back to this championship game.
Man, they just need to get that ball to McCaffrey, man. That's what they need to do.
Oh, they
Don't
gonna
overdo it.
target him. They're
Man,
giving us the blueprint
McCaffrey's
on
just
how to use Bijan.
yeah. Man, McCaffrey, in all honesty, man, is just one of those guys that like you you ain't gonna shut him down. It's just about like how much can you limit his playmaking ability. It's the same thing with Puka Nakua.
I do need Jawan Jennings to get some
But but
catches and yards and touchdowns
but
though.
I'm gonna be honest, man. A lot of these like wide receivers and I mean, Bijan's one of those guys too. But like a lot of these wide receivers and running backs, man, they can be shut down and go on cold streaks. Like there's very few today that like it's just week after week they're going to get theirs. Bijan's one of them. McCaffrey's one of them. Puka Nakua's one of them. But like outside of really some of those guys, Derrick Henry too. But outside of those guys, man, it really ain't a lot of these. Wide receivers and running backs, they can be shut down. See, that's the thing. Back like 10 years ago, man, a lot of those guys, like they were unstoppable.
And not just DJ though. By the way, it didn't make sense that we started getting rid of all of our weapons on offense to get a quarterback. Because before DJ, we traded McCaffrey. I just think Tepper was trying to get rid of all the people that was here before he was the owner. That's what it felt like. He wanted his people on the team in the front office, which I still think stupid. Because if you bought a team that was already doing kind of good when you took over, why would you blow it up?
That's how those businessmen with money do.
I
They just
guess
say,
when you got $1 billion, you feel like you know better than people. I can see it. If I was a billionaire, I'd probably be like, I'm smarter than you. That's the reason I'm rich and you ain't. That's
Yeah,
probably the way he was thinking.
That's how a lot of them billionaires are. Even Arthur Blank, he thinks he's smarter than everyone
And
else.
just because you're financially smart, don't mean you know shit about
Hey,
football.
Dirty. You think this Matt
mhm.
Ryan thing could also be Arthur Blank just kind of saying I'm smarter than all you other motherfuckers, so I'm gonna get my former quarterback to come in here and run the day to day. You think that could be part of it?
I don't see how he would do that and say to prove he's smart. I just think that he's doing it like he's running a Home Depot and they don't mix, man. They don't mix. I just don't see Ryan being that type of authority um, at this point. Now, if he comes in and he just sits in and listens at what they're putting on the table, and he say, well, you know, this is what I think you should do. You should do this, and this. Okay, but you got to give it to him from a player's perspective. Well, a lead player, because he led the Falcons for many years. And at the same time, um, how much he gonna talk about?
go. McCaffrey's about to get in, probably.
I remember when y'all got Matt Ryan, man, because y'all, when the whole shit with Vic went down, I was like, damn, now the Falcons ain't got no quarterback. And it wasn't but a few years later, y'all got Matt Ryan, and I was like, fuck, man. Now y'all got another one.
Man,
But Michael Vick used to embarrass us, man. There's so many highlights of him running around Panthers players.
Yeah, that hurt us, man. That thing with Vic, man. That was terrible, man.
Yeah, it always felt like y'all was like a few players away when Vic was there from like winning a Super Bowl. So when that happened, I was like, oh yeah, that set y'all back.
wow,
Yeah, and I don't think
that's
we
crazy.
recovered from that yet. Even with Matt Ryan, even with going to the Super Bowl, I don't even think we recovered.
You don't think we recover from the Vic thing?
Nah,
Man,
I don't think we recovered, man.
man, this franchise has dealt with a
I
lot of bullshit.
I think it changed how Mr. Blank did certain
Oh
things
yeah, it
because
changed his business philosophy.
one of my questions was um did what happened with the contract? Because if it was me, and I said this back in the day, I would have been telling when Vic got out, I'd be like, man, you need to come back to Atlanta, man, and come on, go to work because you know we got you under contract. I think I would have kept some ties on it.
So you would never
I,
drafted Matt Ryan, is what you saying?
that's probably what I would have had to do. It depends on what I'm saying. It depends on how much time he got. What he got, like 3 years,
Man, do
whatever he got.
he served like 18 months, I think.
Man, look, I could afford to wait for that. And I know a lot of people might think that I'm crazy for that, but hey, you got to take that he's a billionaire thing. You got to use it for the pluses and the minuses.
But also, it was even like this back then, though. He see they can't just waste a year because that's a year down the drain financially
But that's what
in
we wind up
returns.
doing anyway.
Well, yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
you got to
we had
sit
to
back
waste '07
to
because
get back.
it was too late. They weren't also going to waste '08, man. They had to move forward.
Hey, like I said, sometimes you got to sit back to get back. So, you know, um, because I remember I said that I was like, man, I wonder what they're gonna do when they get out. Me, I'd have been like, look, you might need to think about coming back to work. But of course they didn't.
Yeah, they moved on. They had to move on. I mean, that's just what it was. You didn't know how Vic was going to come back.
Yeah, but then see, that's when you do your evaluation and you see what you got, and then you cut bait.
Man, it's the same thing now with Penix almost in terms of this injury. In terms of okay, when he's healthy, do you bring him back or do you move in a different direction?
Man, that was crazy anyway to even draft him like that with the history that he
Now, see,
had.
that's where I say if we do end up with not just a new head coach but a new GM, Penix is probably in trouble here because they may want their own guy up in here. They may not be really impressed by Penix.
Right. They might not be. And if they're not, then what are you gonna
Wait a
do? Now
minute,
you back at,
was
at,
Drew
at a
Dalman a
situation
Pro
kind
Bowl
of like the
select?
Michael Vick thing.
Man, Drew Dalman, he wasn't a Pro Bowl selection, was he? I don't.
I think that this is a bad off season to be going into if you need a quarterback because the free agent market ain't great and the draft
Oh yeah,
class ain't
it's
really that
slim.
great either.
It's slim.
And it sucks too because man, it's hard to find a good quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, you got to know what you're doing, man. You know, you got to know what you're doing, man. When you get out there and you're trying to get you a quarterback, man.
There's only been one quarterback that I've ever evaluated that I was spot on about, and you can probably imagine it was Cam Newton
How,
because 2010 when Jimmy Clausen was our quarterback and we was the worst team in the league. I was watching a lot of college that year because I kind of figured we were going to be like a top three team pick wise. And man, every time I watched Auburn, I was like, "That's the dude. That's the dude I want playing quarterback here." And he was just so hungry to win. That was all he fucking cared about. That's why people said he was a sore loser. It's just because he fucking hated losing. I'm the same way,
Hated it,
dude.
man.
Some people might think I'm a sore loser, but I just think that mentality of you can't win them all is a loser's mentality. If
oh
you
yeah.
ain't trying to win them all and be the best, then why are you playing?
Yeah, maybe that's what the statistics show. But listen, if I go out and I work hard enough, yeah, I can win them all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I liked about Cam. He had that mentality. And the Panthers desperately needed a
Yeah,
mentality change like
statistically,
that at the time.
you may not win them all, but if I know if I work hard enough, I can.
Yeah, sometimes it's not even the stuff you see on tape about a player. It was like I seen all the shit he could do on the field, and I was like, "That's good." But then you see like what type of competitor he is, and I was like, "That's it. That's what you want in a quarterback right there. That's what you want in a leader of a football team. A dude that's going to look at all his teammates and go, "Oh, we ain't. They ain't no fucking losing. We're gonna go down here and we're gonna fucking score. Now get ready for the play call."
That's what you need, man. You gotta have a person there that,
And you
hey, man, I'm not taking no excuses, man. You know,
you
and
can't
he
teach
led by
that in a
example.
player.
No,
That's just a personality thing. Either you're like that or you ain't. I hate to lose too because when I lose, I don't. I like you give the opponent credit. You're like you played a good game or whatever. But I start thinking about every little mistake I made in that game that led to me losing. It's like we need to clean that up. I need to get the ball out faster here. I need to do this better in this situation. I just don't understand why some athletes don't think like that, man. But I'm
they've
really
been doing it a
competitive, and
long
I'm
time, and they just look at it a little different.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
you just need more players who are actually really competitive and not just playing ball because they've always played ball. Because man, I ain't no athlete, but I want to win more than damn anybody.
Yeah,
And they looking at things from a whole different angle, man. They got a lot going on, man. You know, you're making that money, and you got all these. You know, you got to stay true to the brand, stay true to the logo, stay true to your people. You know, you got to spread yourself out, and you know, I think it takes away from what they need to be focused on the most.
Shit, man. Luke Kuechly was the same way as Cam, though, but he was more like he watched so much film. That's how he knew what everybody was doing.
Man, they said that dude didn't even have a TV in his house. He was watching film.
Oh, there's a story of I don't know if it was a holiday week they had the week off or it was a bye week where Luke Kuechly was at the stadium watching film in the linebackers room, and Ron Rivera was like, "When I leave today, you need to be out of the stadium." And when Ron was going to leave, Luke tried to run out of the damn stadium at the last second. And Ron seen him leaving.
Man, when was this?
Uh, I don't know.
But
I
hey,
want to
what
say 2015,
what
16, 17, somewhere in there.
what did Luke Keithley do?
Nothing. Ron just told him to like go because he was supposed to be off. But Luke
Oh,
stayed there until Ron left, watching more film.
They said he was like that now. So that dude didn't even have a television in his house.
Yeah, and if you he goes on a lot of podcasts now. If you listen to him, he talks about how he'd see like people coming out in a gun set and running like the same play two times in a row, and then the third time coming out with a different play out of the same look. And he'd say he'd just notice little things like that. So when they did it in the game, or they'd make you know how every team's got their own verbiage, like they'll yell like soldier or something for pass protection or something. Well, Luke watched so much film, he picked up on everything like the quarterback would yell and knew exactly what it meant because he seen them yell it and they do it every time after a snap.
yeah.
Like man, that's why we were good back then. We had a dude on defense and offense who wanted to be the most prepared, the most competitive fucking dude out there on the field.
Hey, they ain't. Hey, listen. A lot of these players, you don't see that type of dedication anymore. A lot of them,
I
man. A
know.
lot of these players just care about a paycheck and being able to hit up the club. That's what they care about.
You would think that they wouldn't care as much because, like, a lot of players are making money in college now. So when you get to the league, you're just making more money.
Yeah, them NILs messed it all up, man. The hunger's gone.
But man, I know that I never played college football and definitely not professional football. But I just think, man, if I made it to the NFL from the day I got drafted to the day I retired, all I would be thinking about is winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They start thinking about that after that fat contract. Really getting passionate about it.
Oh yeah. Listen. For a lot of players, they don't really care about winning the Super Bowl because most of them know they ain't going to. As long as they get that payday and they're able to set themselves and their families, that's what matters to them.
I don't know. I think that's a loser's mentality too. I'd be thinking the odds might not be in my favor, but I'm gonna win a fucking Super Bowl before I call it a career.
Yeah, man. A lot of these players, I don't even care about.
Because if I didn't want to win a Super Bowl, I'd be contemplating retirement. Because I'd be like, man, I got all the money I need. There's really no point to play.
Yeah.
Because some of those dudes that get like 50 million guaranteed, you could live the rest of your life off of that if you do it right.
See, that's the problem, though. Guys don't know how to handle that money. And then when you have somebody to handle the money, they gonna rob you.
Well, and when you come into that type of money too, everybody in your extended family be like, "Hey, man, can you help me out?"
That's what Cam said.
Yeah.
Cam said he gave away hundreds of thousands of dollars, man, to family and friends. And he said one of his cousins is the only cat that paid him back.
Yeah, that's one thing I always thought about when I was younger. I was like, damn man, can you imagine if you made it to like a professional league and then everybody only wants to fuck with you because you got money?
That's how it goes. If they ever did anything in your favor, you owe them for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. I think part of the thing with the NFL today though is we just came off of like one of the greatest eras for coaches and quarterbacks ever. So I feel like a lot of the stuff we see now just feels so bad compared to what we've all been used to the last 20 years. But really, that's just how players are these days, man.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of once in a lifetime type players in the league like 10, 15 years ago. And hey, man, everybody gets old and has to call it a fucking